Today, let's talk about how sports actually work to help us develop leadership skills. And as we begin, I want you to go ahead and hit that like, share, subscribe, just so you can get all of my new videos as they come up, and I launch them quite regularly on this channel. But let's talk about this whole thing about sports. Are sports good to develop leadership skills? And yeah, that's a few things that they do. They actually help people really develop their leadership skills. And there's a few things that they actually do. They, make you become a teammate, right? It's not just all on you. You know, the pro golfers out there who make tons of money, they actually have a team around them. They have their caddy who is actually helping them stay focused on the course. They also have coaches and whatnot. So they're not all by themselves. Even though everybody watches, the TV before they take their power naps on Sunday afternoons, they actually have a team set up. So in sports, having that team environment where it's not all about one person, that's going to help us in our leadership skills because it's going to open up our minds. Another one is going to make us dedicated to hard work. That's right. In leadership, we need to be dedicated to self-improvement and growing ourselves. Hard work is a component of that. We need to be able to do the hard work, and being on a team is going to make us do that. When there's drills on the line and everybody's having to do the same push-ups and whatnot and do the repetitions, that hard work will pay off in dividends, and it's going to help us as we grow older and into our leadership. And the third thing is going through and dealing with adversity. That's right. We don't always win every single game, and we don't always win at life. So we need to make sure that when we're on a team, we're learning those things. So that whole everybody gets a trophy thing, yeah, it's great for little leagues and stuff like that as kids are starting to develop. But as you get older, not everybody's going to get a trophy, as you see in the Olympics, right? The top performers don't always get a trophy. So we need to make sure that we're learning through adversity. And I got to tell you, you learn more through adversity than you do in your successes. That's right. Our setbacks actually teach us more about ourselves and our planning and our prep than anything else. So we need to have that as a key component in our leadership, and that's how teams work. Now, let's really talk about a few things that really are important when we're looking at teams. A lot of people are so focused on winning, right? We're always focused on the outcome. We're always focused on the destination. Well, that's not always the case in leadership. We need to be focused on our development, our growth. Who are we becoming? We always see these coaches that are idolized, but when you look at them on the sidelines, they're biting their team's head off, they're yelling that they're not executing everything. That's not the kind of coach you really want. An actual coach is somebody who helps us develop our right answers to our situations. Not everybody has the same right answer for every situation. And those coaches that everybody idolizes that are sitting on the side of the field screaming plays for everybody to just execute, that's not the kind of coach I'm talking about. One that is going to develop our team and our individuals by challenging them to grow themselves, that's the kind of coach we really want. And those are going to be people who ask the tough questions to our teams. And if you find that coach, not just the one that is out there just for success, but one that's here to develop people, you're going to have a great experience and your team is going to grow together. You're going to have bigger bonds together. So the next thing I want to talk about on when looking for the right team, you need to actually have some skill. So you got to do some prep, and you're going to have to do some practicing and whatnot, and find what helps us. Not everybody's going to be great at baseball or football or soccer or some other sports. So when we're looking for a team environment, we need to find one that fosters the stuff that we have. We all have natural skills and abilities. let's find those, whether it's sports or academics, those teams, because they're not just sports teams, but you could be on a marching band, which I know sounds boring, but I was actually a part of it, and I was a state champion in our drum line. And we practiced 7 days a week. It taught us dedication, and it taught us to listen into each other and focus on the bigger environment, not just ourselves. So we learned as a team through that experience. There's a lot of different groups out there that people can learn on, but you got to be a part of a team. And what does that team look like? Well, it's very different. But again, we want to have a good coach that's going to challenge us and help foster our growth, not just yell at us and belittle us, just trying to get an outcome. And we need to have a posture of learning. What can we do to develop ourselves? Not be entitled little brats. That's the other thing about being a teammate, is when we come in as a team and we're out there for the entire team, not just for ourselves, well, now we're becoming more focused, and that's going to help us in our leadership, because as we become leaders, we're going to understand that it's not all about us. It's about the organization. How can we lead and bring other people up and coach them up so that way they can lead when it's time for us to move on to a different position? That's true leadership. Not somebody who just wants all the accolades, but somebody who cares about the organization, the team. So, by getting into a team early, it's going to help develop us. And now, the other thing I gotta say is, if we're gonna put our kids into sports or some kind of team environment, we cannot be those parents that scream at the top of the lungs at the umpires and at the coaches that they're not doing a good job, because little Johnny or Timmy or Jane are not getting enough playing time or repetitions. We have to trust those coaches and work with those coaches to say, how can I help my son or daughter or kid go and develop to be the best person? What is my responsibility to help you? That's what we need to be doing. So don't just stick them into a team and hope that the coach is going to do everything. We need to partner with those coaches. All right? Now, if you have any questions at all about leadership or sales, which I put out videos quite regularly on, I'm glad to help you. If your organization needs some help, I'm here to help your organization become the brand of choice, not just from customers, but from employees and teammates. All right? So please reach out. My contact information is below. Until next time, we'll see you later.